right? And so all I'm saying is that I think that body language is also a part of communication that we're not paying attention to. And we only sometimes talk about what people are saying out of their mouths, but sometimes people communicate things that they're not even aware that they're saying to you, which is why, and that's why I say experience is one of those things that leads you and learning your person, which is one of the benefits of being married, because the longer that you're with somebody, the more effectively you're able to communicate without even saying words. You can then tackle certain things or deal with certain things a different type of way without it not necessarily having to be toxic, but it's just really you paying attention to what somebody is going through or how it is that they respond in a specific event. So everything don't need to be said. A lot of times, if you listen or you pay attention more effectively, you can solve for it without having to communicate anything. You might just need to bend her over, or she might, you don't know what's going on until you really start to get connected with that person, which is why you actually being emotionally connected with a person makes the experiences a lot more euphoric.
And I have a question. You and your wife have sex.
Almost every night.
Are you never verbal about it? Do you never say what you want, how you want it, how you want to bend her over, how she want to suck you from the back? Like, is that never?
No, you don't. Not as a married couple.
Huh?
No, I mean, she could be sitting on the couch, and then I just start pulling her down the couch, and then I know. Then she may, for example, start fighting a little bit. Like, what is you doing? And she want me to rip her fucking pants down. I know that. So it ain't nothing that have to be said. It just happens. It just is what it is.
Right, but that's after history of being with each other.
I will tell you this. We never say
you have to verbally
communicate.
Never say Anton. You gotta look at things outside of your own fishbowl, bro.
Precious, to answer your question.
That is a normal thing in healthy relationships.
Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. That should happen. And I'm not disagreeing with you at all. That definitely should happen. You should anticipate your partner's needs, your husband, your spouse, whatever you want to call the other person. You should anticipate their needs. However, what I'm saying is that everyone doesn't know how to anticipate or articulate their unmet needs.
You learn after you've been married for a while. You learn,
right? But that's a given. That's a given.
Yes, you will learn each other.
But what I'm saying is, communication.
If you love him, you will.
This is one of the reasons why I tell y'all that just randomly fucking people out here in the streets don't necessarily create the most euphoric experiences, because you don't.
Anton, this could be good for the audience, and y'all keep talking about marriage. A lot of us are not married to somebody for 80 years. Can you listen to what Precious is saying? That's something totally different. And you married people.
His wife.
30 years.
Well, you also got to understand, Mr. Let Go, that I don't believe having sex outside of marriage. So
yeah. Okay,
so I can't advocate for you to do something.
Okay, Anton, I get it. So look, this is what I hear from Precious. When a woman or a man does not know how to actually articulate their needs due to whatever reason, she's over here acting the fool, right? The guy goes over, checks on her like, what you going? He holding her or whatever, right? And she's still acting up, and say she's not irate, but she stays quiet, or she keeps withdrawing, right? Now he has to take a second to say, okay, I got to go into a different mode. Maybe she does not know how to communicate her needs. And a lot of men don't go to that mode. He just says, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing it? And he gets a little like annoyed with him, but with her. But in a lot of cases, women literally just don't know how to communicate at all.
No,
That's what she's saying.
I beg to differ. I think the wrong woman. That's not. So first of all, every woman that you get with,
a lot of women just don't know how to communicate their needs.
But it's not every woman. That's for you. It's only one. So
I said a lot of women.
But that's the problem. You've had a lot.
Whatever. It's an issue.
I'm gonna pass the mic. I'm done.
Okay,
well,
cool.
see, Mr. Let Go, that's the thing. You're gonna have to speak to what Precious is saying, because I speak from the perspective of a person that's been with my person for almost 20 years.
But that's
right.
all.
So what you're saying should go without saying, Anton.
Right. Let her speak instead of you jumping in saying, "Well, I was married."
You're talking over her right now, Mr. Let Go.
Go ahead.
What you're saying, Anton, makes perfect sense. When you're with someone, you should, like I said before, you should learn them to the point where that verbal communication doesn't necessarily always have to happen. But before you get to those steps, that verbal communication is important. And some people don't get there. A lot of people don't get things past their lips because they're not even one with it.
Because you've been with too many people. I think that somebody said it. I don't remember who said it. Somebody on this panel said it. It was a man that said,
unmet needs come from childhood.
Not necessarily.
It from family life.
But hold on, y'all. After a certain point, you know better. As a woman, as a man, you know better.
Stop. Sheba, can you stop just for a second, please? Can you please stop? This is a childhood trauma thing. It's not about, I've been married. I get it. Married. Forget about that. This is a childhood trauma thing. Sometimes when you are around your family members, your mom shut you down, your dad shut you down, and you're used to getting shut down, right? So as you are now an adult, you are so used to being shut down, ignored, and disregarded, where you get used to that.
And I'm the perfect person to answer that.
Hold on, Sheba. And now you get in a relationship with somebody and you naturally shut down because you don't expect that person to meet your needs. So you just shut down. So now the other person does not know what's wrong because you're just naturally shutting down. That's what she's saying.
Let's talk about trauma. I'm the perfect poster child for trauma. I attempted to take my life. Let's talk about it. No, because we talk about blessing the audience. So I attempted suicide at age 18. I was a scholar student, African-American scholar student, 2 weeks away from graduating high school, on my way to college. On the outside, looking in, athlete, volleyball athlete. And I don't care about sharing because I hope it helps somebody in the audience, because you wanted to bring up childhood trauma and how do people overcome that to have a healthy relationship. And this is why we hear it. So I don't care about being clipped or none of that, because if it can help one person, I'm cool with that. God bless you.
I love that. I love that.
No, I'm for real. That's nothing to be ashamed. So I did that because I didn't even know about emotions. Come on, if we can keep it real, based on the age of all of us, we're all 30 and above. Wasn't nobody teaching me about emotions and suppressions and how to communicate and none of that. I didn't even know I was depressed at that age. All I knew is something was boiling up on the inside internally, but externally, everything looked right. Athlete, scholar, boyfriend, but no sex. That's why I tell you, I stop saying every child is having sex, because they're not. Right? Academics, all of that. And 2 weeks before I graduated from high school, I attempted to take my own life. And God gave me a second chance at life, which is why I have a pause and I have an appreciation for people, and I try to understand. So how does a woman like me, a girl like me, shift into a healthy marriage? You decide, Mr. Let Go.